my favorite thing to do right now is downwind subfoiling.
Downwind adventure.
Downwinding is just
Like to start downwind foiling, yes.
Downwind foiling at the moment.
The downwind journey started.
I would say downwind foiling.
So I downwind to South Beach.
Downwinding for me is almost like powder skiing or like ski touring.
Wow, that looks great. But can an average wing foiler and pump foiler learn downwind foiling? Let's find out. Welcome to Matt on Foil. Alright, this is attempt number 1. The flat water challenge or goal. I have a Crusader 6.3, the Cyrus XXL, and the fluid stab. I'm going after the steps of the free foiler and just go out without the paddle and just stop it. See what happens. I've seen videos where it says that you have to first try to pump on your board, so just to get the movement right, because 60% is supposed to be leg work and not paddle work. So I tried to move forward just using my legs. Which worked alright, I guess. I moved forward, and honestly, I can be a bit arrogant. I mean, I've been on the water since I was 6 or 7 years old, sailing Optimist, and then windsurfing, kite surfing, foiling, and whatnot. But then I thought, well, that's gonna be easy for me. Especially because, come on, I've been pump foiling for almost a year now, and it's gone pretty well. So why shouldn't that work? You even have a paddle which helps you get forward, and the board is pretty narrow, so that should be easy. So I took my paddle and just wanted to give it a go. But to be honest, I overestimated myself, and getting the coordination right was actually more difficult than I thought. But that's flat water paddle ups. As people said, it's not necessary to get in the bumps. So on the 11th of October, I thought, let's give it a go on the bumps. That might be easier. So I took the train with Doré, who also just started, and it's at Lake Neuchâtel, and it's really cool. We wanted to get in the train. There was no train, so we took the bus up a few stations and went towards the harbor. We were still full on happy and thought, well, that's going to be a blast. 20 minutes and we're back, maybe half an hour. First time in the waves. See what happens. I'm a bit scared. It's gonna be a long swim, but it's not cold, so. And you see, here I'm still smiling. I thought, it's gonna be fun. And then, when we went out of the harbor, the bumps started to build, and it was getting wobbly already. As you can see, I still have my straps on. Alright, I'm gonna steer downwind. And I thought, well, like that, I have a little bit more grip. Maybe I can pull the board, so I left my foot straps on. But that was the first mistake. No! Because you couldn't really position yourself on the board. You weren't free, so that was the first issue. Yeah. And it's a 102 liter board. I am, without clothes, 72 kilos, so it's 30 liters more. But of course the gear weighs a bunch as well, plus the wetsuit, the life vest and whatnot, so it's really not 30 kilos of a difference. But then again, let's just get into paddling, let's see what happens. I thought, okay, it's gonna be fine. But already standing on the board and paddling, you lose that much balance, and it was really difficult.
Well, that was Matt not on foil today.
And that was my first reality check. A couple of weeks later, I went on another downwind try with some other guys. Rob was there, Rob on rolls, Frau Foil was there. We were 7 people on a train, and it was the same exact thing. And honestly, it's really not easy, because first you need to have the good conditions on a day that you actually have a day off and can do that sport. And if you go there, you don't go wingy because you want to try that downwind stuff, so it's really difficult. But there in December for Christmas, there was a day with a lot of wind, like 30, 35 knots of wind. Really good swell, good bumps, so I had another go. And I was alone that day, took the train, up to Neuchâtel, and it started snowing. And it's always a fun feeling being in the train on a wetsuit. It's wet, people are looking, but still it's fine. Here you can see I still have the Crusader, but I used my Indiana gear, the Condor M, the short stab, and I'm used to that when pump foiling, so I thought it's gonna be fine. It's a little faster than the Cyrus, so I thought that would work. Now the thing is, I have that high of a heart rate. Standing up is already difficult. Sometimes I fall before I can even accelerate. So I usually accelerate on my knees a bit and then stand up, but still I fall sometimes. And I have like 20, 30 strokes and I don't even get up. And you can see my heart rate is through the roof. It's like 180 and even higher sometimes. And it's super exhausting. And that day I was really, really hot. But I managed sometimes to fly a little bit, like a couple of meters. So always when I was really angry and pissed, sometimes it worked. And I thought, all right, it might work eventually. And then I saw some boat coming from far away with the sirens and the blue light. And it was actually the lake police who came, and they were probably worried. And they said someone of a hotel contacted them. There was someone on the water who needed help, and I'm not sure if they meant me or not, but we had a little chat and they were off. So it's good to know that people actually would come for you if everything would fall apart. So once they left, it was perfect. A little time to breathe, and I went back to my paddle training. And it's always difficult to know which wave would actually work. But then, one time, it was luck probably, because there was just a wave. The camera wasn't set up correctly, but I actually got on foil. I got pushed. And it is super nice. As soon as you're out, it gets silent. And I remember the feeling from pump foiling. So that is really cool, that switch from it's super unstable to, oh wow, I'm on foil. This is a familiar feel, and it was super cool because I felt quite a bit, as you can see, and actually made 2 little turns on the wave, but still heart rate was way too high and I couldn't really focus, and as you can see, camera really shit, and so eventually I fell, but I was super happy. And I thought, well, I'm just going to repeat it, but I couldn't get back on foil until the harbor, so another half hour of trying to paddle and then falling back in again. So after that run, it was really cool because I thought, all right, it is possible. The foil is really cool. I like it, but I lost a lot of energy just standing up. I fell down so much just standing up, falling back in. And I thought, well, it's the board, right? It can't be me, it's the board. And that's a classic because you always think like there's a shortcut with new gear. But then I asked Maurus from Indiana Paddle Surf if he could lend me a downwind board just for me to try. So I actually got that really cool downwind board, and I thought, well, this is gonna be so much better. So the next time I went out with a real downwind foil board. And I'm stubborn. I thought, well, with that, it's gonna be easy. But it wasn't. Getting up on the board was easy, but on foil, not so much. And of course, still, it's me. I'm really not fit. I have to do push-ups, I have to do training. But it's also probably due to the conditions, because the wind barely was there anymore. It was maybe 10 knots. It was a little bit of swell, sometimes was a bit of little waves, but they were not steep at all. And if I would have had this board on the other day, the day before, it would have been really a lot easier.
The struggle is real. So, as soon as I feel like I have it on the foil, I'm dead. Heart rate probably 190 or something. Nothing I can keep up. So 1-2 minutes, getting the heart rate down, then let's go for the next one.
I'm not going to show you all my missed tries, but here you can see that sometimes it was really close. You see the splashes that go out left and right. I think I was a little bit on foil already, but then I was too exhausted and had to sit back down. So that happens sometimes, but I didn't fall down anymore. So it was really, the board is a lot more stable. But then again, I had one wave that helped me. That was steep enough. I don't know if I did something differently a little bit, maybe, but you'll see here, I actually got on foil. And if you're asking yourself, why is my stance so weird? I have one foot turned to the front. Jonas Hiller, ex-ice hockey goalie, professional goalie, and super good downwinder here in the area. He said that I should turn it around like that. So here, I was in foil. It was really hard to keep up with these little bumps because they were really not high. And I still have the 85 centimeter mast, which again is more difficult, so maybe I'll exchange that to a 75 centimeter, which should help a lot. But there again, being a little bit on foil, you feel like, all right, it is possible.
Yeah! That's a success.
Now the question was, is it possible for a normal guy to get into downwind foiling? I would say yes, but it's a long journey. It's a beautiful journey, but it's a long journey. I'm not able to go on the water every day, every other day. If I can have one downwinder a month, that's great because the conditions need to be right. I need to have time, so that's really difficult. Some things can help. My board, amazing board, super stable, helps me, of course, the paddle as well. Maybe a parawing would help as well. I'm going to try that in a couple of days. Subscribe to not miss that. But even if that helps, I still want to learn that paddle up. So I enjoy the struggle. I enjoy falling down and being on that journey. So I'm really happy to continue that journey and hope that in a couple of months, maybe, that I will be able to do longer runs with the pros. If you enjoyed that video, give it a like. Thank you so much for consider helping me out. Buy me a coffee, link is in the description. And I see you guys in the next video. I'm going to be at the Boot in Düsseldorf trying to do that pump foil race. Really exciting. So stay tuned for that. See you in the next one. Cheers.
Suckers!